All right, so Ryan, hey, let's talk about your experience on The Voice so far. You are the first trio to ever be on The Voice. Now, did you know that you would be the first trio if you made it, or was that something that you found out when you got there?
Yeah, so it was something that we were aware of. I think we had watched the show, so we knew that we hadn't seen any trios on, and we always kind of said, that's something we'd try out if they ever allowed it. And then this is the first season they allowed trios to try out, so we kind of sent them a video, and long story short, we ended up auditioning, and it is pretty surreal thinking that we are the first trio to ever be able to do it.
As you're the first trio on The Voice, can you give me one example as to how that's an advantage, and then one example as to how that might be a disadvantage?
Absolutely. So, I guess technically an advantage, what you would say is, so we're family. We're related to each other. They're my sisters.
Yep.
And just having family there at all times is pretty nice, because it's a stressful, it's a stressful situation sometimes, and sometimes it's nerve-wracking, and just having family there to talk you through everything and just to be with each other is definitely, I think, an advantage, and just kind of like a comforting feeling.
Yeah.
And a disadvantage, and I think what people don't really understand, is that because there's three people, we all three have to learn the song. We all three have to learn our parts, and then we all three have to sing it at the exact same time. And if one of us messes up, it throws off the entire dynamic. So,
yeah. My question for you had Kelly Clarkson and Blake Shelton both turn their chairs for you. What kind of genre do you think the Bundys really portray?
Yeah, so we like to think of ourselves as Americana, kind of Americana and meets folk. But I definitely think at its base, it is a form of country. We love old country, Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash. If you want to modernize it a little bit, I definitely think we're more of an Americana feel, because there's such an Americana movement in Nashville. I think when people think Nashville, they only think country music, but there's so many different sides to Nashville that's so amazing about it, and we definitely fit in the Americana genre.
Oh, yeah. I guess my follow-up question to that was, I would assume, since you guys had this kind of little big town kind of a sound, I thought you might choose Team Blake. Ultimately, what led you to Team Kelly? Was it your decision? Was it your sister's decision? Or was it a group decision that you had decided beforehand?
Yeah, every single coach on The Voice has something to offer, and I swear that every day we would have a different idea as to who we should pick. One day we were all about, okay, we're going to go with Blake no matter what. His ties to Nashville, his ties to country music. He can help us get our foot in the door. And then I think being on stage and just hearing what Kelly said about, she mentioned Little Big Town, she mentioned Fleetwood Mac, she mentioned Eva Cassidy, she mentioned a bunch of our favorite artists, and she was so excited about the group dynamic and just the different songs we could tackle. And so it was kind of at that moment we realized we should go with Kelly.
Last question, Ryan, before I let you go here. Growing up in a musical family, that's got to be a really special atmosphere, and then being able to be on stage with your siblings. What are your words of encouragement for any other musical families out there?
Absolutely. Well, growing up in a musical family is so unlike anything else, because there's music always around, and I think I would have friends come over, and they would hear my mom sing harmony to me just on a random Tuesday, and they would be like, what's going on? What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, you don't sing harmony with your mom?
That's a normal Tuesday.
So it's definitely pretty unlike any other situation. But honestly, if you do have siblings or relatives that you sing with, I think the biggest piece of advice is just to keep doing it and keep practicing and just really enjoy every moment, because so few people get that opportunity to be able to sing with their siblings or their relatives, and it's such a special thing, because they're more than a band. It's they're your sisters, they're your siblings, and just to kind of understand how lucky it is, or how lucky you are to be able to do that, is something that I'll never take for granted. So just continue to do it, and just to, in every single moment, realize how amazing it is.
Yeah, I understand that, and I'm happy that you got to experience that, and now you get to be on The Voice with your family along with the journey with you. Hey, Ryan, thanks so much for talking to me today. I really wish you the best of luck going forward with your voice experience.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on.